This is the Suzuki SX4 S-Cross, and if you're kind of wondering what the heck it is, well, you can think of it simply as being a cheaper alternative to the Nissan Qashqai.
Speaking of which, the Suzuki's boot is pretty much the same size as the Nissan's, and with the adjustable false floor in its highest position, you get an almost flat low bay when you fold the seats down. In-car cubby spaces are reasonable too. There's a couple of cup holders, decent door bins both in the front and the back. The glove box is a good size too, and there's places for your other bits and pieces.
There's plenty of room here in the front of the SX4 S-Cross, and you're going to find it easy to get comfortable no matter if you're big or small, because you've got lots of adjustment in the driver's seat. We can alter it for height, and the steering wheel is telescopic and you can move it up and down. So yeah, easy to get comfortable. Equipment is good as well. The entry-level car gets stuff like climate control, you have USB for the stereo and cruise control. But this is the top of the range model. It's the SZ5, and it gets stuff like leather seats which are heated. You've got satellite navigation and parking sensors with reversing camera. Comes with a panoramic sunroof as well, and you also get it with xenon headlamps. Now this range topping model starts from under £20,000, which means it's absolutely fantastic value. If you want to see the exact prices, you can go to carbuyer.co.uk, or in fact just click on this link down here and it'll take you directly there.
You can get the S-Cross with two engines. A 1.6 litre petrol, which is nippy enough, but really you'll be better off with the diesel, as it feels quicker in gear and will return 67 miles per gallon.
Now I'll admit the engine sounds a little bit noisy at tick over and rough when you accelerate, but once you're up to speed, the S-Cross is actually quite a quiet car to travel in. It's relaxing as well over long journeys because the seats are nice and comfortable. It's easy to drive in town as well because of the jacked up suspension gives you a good view ahead, and large glass areas means that all-round visibility is good as well. And you know, if you live out in the wilds of Wales or in northern Scotland and there's quite a bit of snow where you are, then you can get an all-wheel drive version of the S-Cross for some extra grip.
While the S-Cross is designed as a sensible family car, when the opportunity arises, you can actually put a smile on your face on the right road.
The S-Cross has a similar sporty feeling to it that you get from the Swift. So the steering, it's sharp and direct. There's a positive feel to the gear change. The brakes, they're strong, but they're not overly grabby. But the best bit is the firm suspension means that when you chuck it into a corner, look at this, you're just going round without, well, almost no body roll at all, which quite frankly is surprising in this kind of car.
But what Suzuki gives with one hand, it takes away with the other.
The firm suspension setup does mean that the ride can get a little bit jarring if you go over speed humps or drive through a pothole or find yourself on a surface like this. Yeah, this is not fun.
It's the same story with the interior quality. Yes, the dash is well laid out and you don't get the feeling that anything will ever break, but it all feels just a little bit drab and a little bit budget. Overall, a Peugeot 2008 feels posher inside.
The back seats might be an issue for some people too. Now, I've got no complaints with knee room. Look, it's very good. And yes, there may be a large transmission tunnel, but the footwell's big enough to accommodate everyone's feet. There is one problem though, and you can probably tell what it is, can't you? Headroom. Now, it's not that great on the standard car, but it's especially bad if you get one with a panoramic roof, and I'll show you why now. When you open the roof, not only does the front part slide back, but the back bit does as well, and that does mean you get this really nice big opening. The only problem is the mechanism takes up about that much space which could be better spent above your head. And I think that overall a Skoda Yeti is slightly better for carrying rear passengers.
Finally, there's the way the S-Cross looks, which, well, you can kind of see for yourself, can't you?
But then you know what they say, beauty is only skin deep, and the SX4 S-Cross actually has a great personality. It's also fantastic value for money as well. But if you're considering one of these, you also need to check out its rivals, such as the Nissan Qashqai, which you can watch our video review of by clicking up here. Then the Skoda Yeti, which you can watch by clicking down there. And if you click down here, you can watch our very latest video review. If you click on our logo, you can subscribe to the Carbuyer YouTube channel.